All right, that's doe number 2 on the year. I came back in here on this public land and I set up across a slough from where I'm at now, and had some bucks come in and smell me. I saw I think the lead one was the biggest one. He was probably a small 8, maybe a 6. He wasn't that big, but I'd about decided I was going to shoot him if he came down through there. Then I ain't killed a buck this year yet. And when they winded me, I sat there a good while longer, and I said, I'm gonna cross this slough. It's normally got water in it, and you can't cross it. And or I hadn't crossed it. I believe I could have always crossed it, maybe about waist to chest deep or something. But anyway, I came over here, and there's a patch of woods over here that I scouted years ago, and I knew it had some white oaks, a couple of white oaks in it, and they weren't dropping, but I'd forgot it's got a swamp chestnut up here dropping, and it ain't dropping many, but it was just a couple of new caps on the ground, and I climbed on it, and was just making a mid-morning hunt. Maybe I was probably gonna sit there an hour at the most, and probably about 30 minutes into the hunt, I looked up and seen a grown doe coming, and then her 2 last year's fawns were with her. One of them was a little knothead spike, and this young doe, and I had walked up there scouting, and she done smelled where I walked, and the mama doe was real nervous, and she was wanting to take her crew on down through there, but I didn't even notice at the time. And when I climbed, there was a water hole down below me, a little spring comes out of the bank and formed a little water hole, and hogs and stuff been rooting in it. I wasn't paying no attention to that. I never really killed a lot of deer on water, if any. And the first little deer that came up there, the little knothead spike, he stuck his nose down that water and started drinking, and then she came and she started drinking. She was kind of quartering to me, and you can see I drove that great white with a bleeder. I said I can go through that shoulder with that, and I just drilled her right through the shoulder, through the spine, and it poked out the other side just a little bit. The broadhead still in her. I'm gonna have to, when I dress her, have to get the broadhead back out. I may get it when I field dress her. I hadn't decided yet. I'm gonna see how she drags after I field dress her, because she's not very big. And if she drags pretty good, I'm gonna just drag her out and skin her at the house where I can give her a bath. She fell right in that water when I shot her and got real muddy, and I'm afraid I'm gonna get mud if I bone her out in the woods. I'm gonna get mud all over the meat. So I think I'm gonna just gut her. I drug her off from where I was hunting about 100 yards because I didn't want to mess it up too bad, and I think I can come back in and kill on that tree again, but I'm probably going to try to kill on the other side where I saw the bucks first, and I'll come back in here. And like I said, this is doe number 2 on the year. I've had 2 shots at deer and got killed 2, so starting off pretty good, shooting pretty good so far. And a little deer like that ain't real easy to hit, especially at that tough angle, but I basically drilled her maybe a little bit high from where I was aiming, but maybe an inch or 2, but that ain't uncommon. Well, I'm gonna break her on down, and gotta work nights tonight. I'm gonna dress her, put her in a cooler, and get me a nap, and then I'm gonna go try to kill a buck this evening. One of the things that I've been using for probably about the last 15 years pretty religiously is the old Anderson tree sling. That was before the term saddle was invented. And when they advertised this tree sling, I've had it for 40 years and used it off and on for 40, but I've used it really a lot lately. And one of the things they advertised for was dragging your deer. And it works great to put the part that you sit in over your shoulder, and then what you do on the deer loop it around his neck a couple of times, half hitch it around his nose, get his nose up off the ground, and you just go with it. And I didn't want to, this deer was real muddy. I normally, a lot of times, do part them out. Depends on how far the drag is and everything. Part them out and backpack them out. I'm prepared for that. But the situation arises, it's better to drag them out. I drag them out with a sling. Works really well, really well. I'm just walking normal, it's hands free. Got my bow in one hand. And just easing on out. This was a small enough deer that he's dragging really well. And I hadn't hung up on anything the way I got him hitched. With that nose half hitched, it kind of rides up in there and it just follows me out right along. And even in all these vines and briars and stuff, he don't get hung up. But I got about another, and I say that and he just hung up on the vine. But anyway, let me get him, let him get him off his vine, and I'm gonna head on out.